probably put this over here. Page am I on? Okay. Will you stop? Hello. We will get started today. Maybe. Thank you. Okay, I have to do adult things. Good morning. Guys, make sure we're doing all the good things as we come in this morning, please. So we can get our day started. Make sure if you're on YouTube that you hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit that thumbs up, please. I would appreciate it. Sure. Good, Mike. I'm glad to hear that. Which one, Gary? Which SCOTUS ruling? Good morning, good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. Yes, that was the Happy Feet version of Boogie Wonderland because I love that version so much. But I love me some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Me and my husband actually saw them in concert. We won tickets a few years ago. So we got to see them in concert. It was a really fun concert. But I like the Happy Feet version, so that's the one that I played. Guys, as we're coming in this morning, make sure we're doing all the good things over here on TikTok. Make sure you are tapping that screen, sharing the live out, doing your daily heart if you have not done so. In way of sharing, you can hold the screen, share it to 5 of your friends or some group chats, whatever you got going on. You can also repost it. You can add it to your story. It does help push me up, see if we can have conversations or just for a bigger audience in way of the outlines that I run every single day. I am multi-streaming, so I am over here on YouTube and Twitch as well. If you're on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I would appreciate it. You can go over there and subscribe for free, or you can become a member. You can also send super chats over there. It does help me tip your content creators, guys. And if you're over there on Twitch, I see you guys. It's usually my commerce space, and I appreciate you guys being over there. You can subscribe over there. I have stickers that you can use. You guys can send bits. And if you pay for Prime, you can have Jeff Bezos pay for your sub to me every single month instead of you doing it. So you can always do that. Guys, I have my 100 goal that I have every single day. I would appreciate it if you could help out with that. This is my job. This is how I pay my bills. So Cash App, Venmo, PayPal are all in the link tree in my bio. If you guys could help out with that, that would be wonderful. We can start getting that down. We did not get that goal accomplished yesterday. Let's see if we can do it today. And we will start getting started here. Hello. Nope, and you guys knocked out the roses, so now I can find, there's the tacos. I'm just really trying to find the gifts that I can find, because as we know, I get very annoyed at how disorganized it is, but that's where we are. Okay, who's this? Probably not good. I don't like. Okay. Romo, are you there?
I am.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Can I get your age and what state you voted in, please?
48, California.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I think we should support him because he's the commander in chief and we're currently engaged in a war with Iran. I agree that the war is not going well. 2020 probably shouldn't have attacked. But the problem is that now Iran is exercising a type of control over the Strait of Hormuz that is going to make them an oil hegemon of the world. And that is not good for us. We have, we fucked with Iran a lot. We overthrew Mossadegh in Operation Ajax. We installed the Shah.
Yeah, maybe we should have done a diplomatic deal with them instead of just bombing them because Israel wanted us to. Yeah, that would have been a better idea.
You're right.
But you still support him
I'll
because of that?
But, well, he is the commander in chief. America does have an interest. Those things don't stop just because there's a president you don't like in office.
Sure,
So
and
we
here's
still
my
need to
thing.
look
I
out
don't
for America's
want
interest.
when it comes to Iran specifically, with his other policies, I would really like him to fail. But when it comes to Iran, I'm still going to critique him. I'm still going to do that. However, I have
Sure.
no problems with what I think he's going to try to do, which is try to find an off ramp and say we won and get out of there. But I have no problem with that. I don't want us over there. So if he counts that as a win, I guess he can count that as a win. But he made this mess in the first place. But I don't want us over there. I don't want us to lose any more service members. I don't want us to kill any more innocent civilians. So I would have no issue with that. So in that way, sure, I want him to succeed in way of him getting the fuck out. But his other policies, they're just not beneficial.
Right, but your my argument is that we need to escalate militarily and
Why?
gain control of the strait one way or another. Because if we don't, like I said previously, Iran will become an oil hegemon of the world. They'll control 20% of the world's oil supply. The GCC countries, like I'll try to say how you say it,
It's fine. You can say it how you say it.
Qatar, Kuwait,
I don't say it
Oman.
like that.
I'll try to.
I say Qatar.
They will become.
I say
They'll
Qatar. I
become
say
vassals.
Kuwait.
They'll become vassals of Tehran, and that would not be good for the United States because they could. You think $6? Well, I'm in California, so I mean, I just looked out
Yeah,
the
it's
window the other
higher
day,
than
and
even
it's
the
six
national
dollars. It's
average,
six
sure.
dollars a gas. So, but it's going to go much higher if Iran becomes an oil hegemon of the world and does what you're suggesting, which is Trump to just cut tail and run and leave them in control of the strait. Because I don't know if you
No,
knew this
because
or
you could
not,
do, but
but part of
that's a silly idea that there's not a diplomatic solution there. We've
oh
had
sure, I mean
diplomatic
if we
solutions with
can
them in the past. We could do it again. That is under this assumption that they're just going to do this every so often because they fucking feel like it versus actually being diplomatic and having a deal.
well, I mean it. I don't know if you've been following the news. One of their requirements for peace, and one of the reasons we haven't made peace with them yet, is because they are demanding that the U.S. recognize their sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz, which means that they will set up a toll system,
Sure, I
which
don't
they
agree
will
with that.
charge
Yeah,
each
but that's
boat.
what. But
Okay,
deals. But that's one
but then you're
offer.
saying,
You know what a counter offer is? Like this idea that they are
sure.
unreasonable when we did a deal with them during the Obama administration is ridiculous to me. You keep negotiating. Like it took 20 months to get a deal together for the JCPOA. It just takes time. He just doesn't have the patience because he wants his name plastered on everything as winning.
Well, you're wrong on that. Biden, during the Biden administration, they tried to get the GCCPOA back, but Iran said, "Why would we do that for?"
Where did that happen?
So you're wrong that we didn't
Where did
during the
Iran
Biden
say why would we do
administration.
that? No,
Kirby, Mike Kirby's testimony before the Senate that they tried to get the
whose testimony?
JCPOA with Iran.
Whose?
Kirby, Kirby.
Saying that they don't want to.
No, that they want to. That they want. They're trying to that they're negotiating with Iran to get the JCPOA back, but Iran didn't want to do it.
No, where did he said that Iran didn't want to do it based off of what intelligence?
Based on their communications with the foreign ministry of Iran.
The foreign minister of Iran. Maybe they wanted certain conditions. Maybe they wanted a counter talk. Like that's the thing, is this idea.
Maybe they didn't trust us. Maybe they didn't trust
Of
us
course they
after
didn't,
that.
because Donald Trump pulled us out. Of
Okay.
course they didn't. Of
Okay.
course they didn't. But
It's
that
okay.
doesn't mean.
You're making my point.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because I don't think the solution to that is to bomb them to all hell. I don't think that that is the solution to that.
Of course, in a perfect world, it'd be best if we could all say, you know what? Let's not go to war, guys. Let's just make this agreement and let's just go back to the way things were. But the problem is that Iran's not interested in that.
How do you know that?
Are you? I mean, maybe you're not following this issue.
Maybe you're not, because the issue is that we were already talking to them. We were talking to them before even Midnight Hammer.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, and then Israel bombed them when they were at a fucking meeting place. Right. And then they still came back to the table before we did what we did with Epic Fury. We were currently talking to them.
I agree. You're
so
right.
They keep coming back to the table. So to say that they are unwilling doesn't sound right to me when they keep coming back to the table.
Again, one of their demands is that we recognize their jurisdiction of Strait of Hormuz. That's why we haven't made a deal with them.
That doesn't mean that they won't remove that as a right now. That doesn't mean that does not mean it will stay that way as a demand. That is your assumption. You assume a lot.
How long should we? It's okay. So how long should we wait for them to change their mind?
We keep talking to them. Stop fucking bombing them. Pull out of bombing them. As long as it takes.
Okay. So for a decade?
Sure.
Meanwhile, they become an oil hegemon of the world?
They're not an oil hegemon unless they start shutting it down. And if they shut it down during negotiations, that would be a different conversation. No, they're not. They shut it down after we bombed them. It was not shut down before that, was it?
They're controlling who goes through the strait.
Now.
Yes, now.
They were not doing that before.
I'm talking about...
They were not doing that before. Okay, so then, yes, it can go back. Yes, so then, yes, it can. That's silly then. Then, yes, it can go back to the way it was, because the way it was, it was open. Okay.
Oh, okay. So let's wait 10, 20 years for them to change their mind. That's your plan.
No, not to change their mind, to have conversations. You don't know that they wouldn't remove that from the deal. If they were able to get a JCPOA accomplished, I think you can get a different deal accomplished if you have patience instead of just trying to show military might where we are losing.
Okay, well, I mean, I hope you're right. I mean, obviously, it'd be best if we can get a negotiated deal, but it just doesn't look like that's what they're interested in.
It does.
I mean, based on the information I'm reading, it's just they have the power right now. The only way they're going to give up that power is militarily.
Donald Trump was advised that they would do this.
You're right.
So I don't see how more bombs are going to fucking fix that.
Bombing the people who are controlling the strait. If they're not living anymore, they can't control the strait.
So we just bomb all the people we disagree with for shipping routes, even though we
Well,
control
I
shipping
mean,
routes too.
that's we live in a world
Uh
that's
huh.
fucked up and
And
is
now
ruled by
here's the
violence and
excuse.
force.
Uh huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
No, it's not. It doesn't have to be, though. That's silly. The way it is, that's an is ought fallacy. The way it is how it ought to be. No, you can change it. He can be better. He can be the art of
No,
the
I'm just saying
deal
it is.
guy. He can be the art of the deal guy that he said that he was. He could do that.
I hope so. I mean, I hope you're right.
Okay.
That would be the best result. But it seems that we would have to escalate to get a better deal.
They don't even want
That's
that.
my that
Marco
was my
Rubio,
point.
sure, sure. I understand what you're saying. That's your view, though. But even the administration doesn't have that view. Marco Rubio specifically said that their goal right now is to actually, he literally said, get it back the way it was. So they're looking for an out and they're desperate for one. It's going to be a messy one, but it's going to be one that he writes his name on and says, I did it! Mission accomplished sign on the back of a warship. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I would be against that because that would just be a lie. I mean, if Iran
Right, it's a band aid.
I mean, I mean, the real world. I mean, the real world effect of it would be that the GCC countries would become vassals of Tehran
Sure.
if Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz.
They already control it. It already happened.
Yeah, the question is where they're going to stay in control. But anyways,
Sure.
that was my only point.
Okay. Well, have a great day.
All right, you too.
Him and his oil hegemon. Okay. Guys, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Let's make sure we're getting those likes up and going. We should get to 25,000 likes before we hit 10:30 Mountain Time. So I appreciate you guys being here. Over there on YouTube, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. And we can get... You run the oil hedge? Okay. Excuse me. I'm finding reporting on it, Blue. But the reporting that I'm getting is from a PBS interview. I don't think. I'm gonna keep this over here. I'll look it up later because I like to have that stuff. Okay. So let's go to, speaking of Iran, actually, let's go to this reporting that we were getting. Trump's abrupt U-turn on a plan to reopen the Strait of Hormuz came after backlash from allies. So, President Donald Trump's abrupt reversal on his plan to help ships go through the Strait of Hormuz came after a key Gulf ally suspended the U.S. military's ability to use its bases and airspace to carry out the operation, according to two U.S. officials. Trump surprised Gulf allies by announcing Project Freedom. Again, we talked about this yesterday. This is going to be their way to try to trick the Constitution and trick Congress and say, well, Operation Epic Fury is over now because the 60 days expired and you would need congressional approval. This is a new operation, so the clock restarts. So Trump surprised Gulf allies by announcing Project Freedom on social media Sunday afternoon, the official said, angering leadership in Saudi Arabia. In response, the kingdom informed the U.S. it would not allow the U.S. military to fly aircraft from Prince Sultan Air Base, southeast of Riyadh, or fly through Saudi airspace to support the effort, the officials said. A call between Trump and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman did not resolve the issue, the two U.S. officials said, forcing the president to pause Project Freedom in order to restore U.S. military access to the critical airspace. We saw the truth on that yesterday about pausing it, right? Other close Gulf allies were also caught off guard. The president spoke with leaders in Qatar after the effort had already begun. A Saudi source told NBC News that Trump and the Crown Prince have been in touch regularly. Saudi officials were also in touch with Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, U.S. Central Command, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the source added. So they're done with us. Like, even our allies are done with us. That is reporting. It's not an opinion piece. It would say op-ed if it was an opinion piece. It is saying that they have sources from the White House official sources. Granted, is that mystery people? Yeah, because sources are always a mystery, but that is reporting we are getting. I'm not saying it's like factual or not, or else why would he pause it though? Why would he pause the operation? Diabetics, how are you today?
Hey, how you doing, Moni?
Doing well.
I'm a friendly, so maybe you want opposition, so I'll just take 1 minute
Sure.
to to ask you something. I want to know what is your opinion about you're talking about the Iran war? Do you think that Trump has the power to stop that, or do you think only things will get worse? Depending on I'm kind of scared about this whole thing
Sure.
and what it may mean for
No, I think he has the power to stop it. He just the problem with Trump is he has an ego, and so he's going to want to stop it in a way that comes off as a benefit to him, as good for him, as look what I did with Iran. It was the best it's ever been. Obama could never, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's where he's having a problem right now is they're not cooperating to allow him that off ramp. And so do I think it'll escalate? I don't know. I hope not. But I think he really wants out because it's not looking good for them.
Got you. And the other thing, what do you think? This is also kind of looking bleak for me, but I don't know what you think about this. What do you think when the elections, when he's out of office in about 2 years, and who do you think will? Do you think the Democrats, or do you think what's the guy's name? The other Republican candidate.
Well, we've heard Cruz is going to run again. Vance is probably going to run. I don't know who else would run with him. It's hard for me to speculate that because we're not going to see that until after the midterms. After the midterms, people will start announcing their candidacy that they are running. So that's kind of when it's going to be time to start speculating for primaries about who's running and what platform they're running on. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the American people will be. The midterms is going to be a big indicator of that.
Well, you could run.
I don't know that they'd like how much I cuss, but that's
yeah, you could be a problem. Well, anyway, I'm out of here. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for the insight.
Guys, make sure we're doing all of the good things here while we're sitting here. Got a couple more people in the box, and we'll see what we got. Jersey Joey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Okay, can I get your age and what state you voted in?
39 in the beautiful state of New Jersey.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I mean, being not as excited of some of the things he's doing and not saying that things that he's doing I agree with, wouldn't say that I don't still support the president of the United States. Whether it's Joseph Biden, Kamala Harris, or Donald Trump, as an American citizen, I'll always support the president, whether I agree or disagree with what they're doing or what they're not doing.
I wouldn't, but the only reason, and I'm going to take the most extreme example, and I'm not saying Trump is, okay, let's be clear. What I'm saying is if a president acted like Hitler, I wouldn't support them just because they had the title President of the United States.
No, I totally agree. But I mean, in the last 47 presidents we've seen, I don't think any of them acted like Adolf Hitler.
No. And I'm not comparing presidents to them. I'm just saying in way of the title of saying I support the president, even if I disagree with some of the things they're doing. Like I would not support a president who acted that way.
No, 100%. I totally agree. But the problem that we're in today, right, and the climate in this country is that people think that Trump is Hitler, right? They have much as hate for this man as Adolf Hitler.
Sure.
Again, is he doing things that I don't agree with a lot this term? 100%. Do I think he's a different president than he was his first term? 100%.
Sure.
But I'm not at the point where I can say, well, I don't support the president of the United States at this, anymore.
But is there policies of his that you're still supporting from this term?
So to me, there's a lot more executive orders we see than when it comes to policies. When he ran for president, saying that Social Security is going to be not taxed, tips aren't going to be taxed, overtime's not going to be taxed. And I think it's a great policy. And I'm a registered Democrat.
Sure.
Never in a million years did I think I'd be voting Republican.
But they are getting taxed, right? I think also that's a tagline and a bumper sticker he's selling to people. That's not necessarily true.
I agree with that 100%, right? And, the America First thing for me kind of is out the window. The no new wars thing's kind of out the window.
Right.
Being the hottest country in the world.
I don't know what that means, to be honest.
Well, it gets tiring to me. And that's why, with the whole Biden administration, where they kept on the Bidenomics, where everything's great. The economy's great.
Yeah, that was bad.
Nobody felt that.
Right. That was bad. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of in the same boat, and it's kind of pissing me off. But I just wish that my party, the Democratic Party, could kind of get back in order so I could say, proud Democrat again and go vote
Right.
for a
They
candidate.
I would completely agree with you. I'm a registered independent, but I've always voted Democratic so far, except for
Yep.
judges that I've had retained in my local area. I've kept some Republican judges just based off their record, but I would agree with you. I think the Democrats need to find a message, a better message, a good message, because standing there and saying I'm not Trump is not good enough. It's just not good
Yep.
enough at all. I completely agree with you in that way. But I mean,
Sorry, I got a work call in the middle of you
no,
talking. My
you're
apologies.
totally fine. No, you're totally fine. So I agree with you. The Democrats need to be better. Their messaging needs to be better. Trump is 79 years old, and although he has put himself as the figurehead of the party, he is not immortal because none of us are, and he will eventually pass away. He's not a healthy man, and he's 79, and he will eventually pass away. And so the Democrats can't rely on Orange Man bad forever. They have to have their own policies that they push that are going to be progressive and beneficial for the American people in order to win. That's not going to work forever.
Right. At the same time, though, they can't keep putting the moderate Democrat
Right.
kind of on the back door, right?
Right.
Like, I'm for progressiveness. I get it. I'm much more liberal than I am conservative.
Sure.
But we can't go from 0 to 60 and expect the moderate Democrat, which I am, to just jump on board and say, well,
Sure.
everything's okay. Everything's normal.
Sure. I would say what we're seeing though in way of polling is people are good with a progressive, but I would agree with you. You can't run like I'm a fan of Mamdani, but you can't run a Mamdani in Utah. Like that's not going to work, right? So,
Right.
actually, my husband talks about a lot something similar to like a coalition ticket, where you take like a moderate, maybe a farther-ish left, but not like left Democrat, and run it with a moderate Republican, maybe like show some sort of coalition within the parties, because he's breaking the Republican Party, so they have moved, right? You have Kinzinger, you have Cheney, which even though I don't agree with their policies, they at least follow the Constitution. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what plays well with the public and with voting and where we move to.
Well, there's no question to me, in November, I think the Democrats win the House and the Senate. I think it's going to
I'm
be
not
pretty much
sure
a
in the
landslide.
Senate. I'll be honest. I don't know about the Senate. Maybe. Like, yeah, I know the betting markets are saying so, but it's still going to be an uphill battle for the Senate. But the House,
Well,
yeah.
I think even last time I checked, it was like 50-50 on the betting markets.
Yeah.
I just think, the climate again that we live in right now with what's going on with the gas prices, the economy, the whole nine, and especially the hatred people have for Donald Trump, you're going to have much more of them out than you're going to have Republicans. But
Yeah.
with that being said, 2028 is a whole different story, right? And if you have Marco Rubio running against a Gavin Newsom,
Mhm.
well, to me, I think Marco Rubio has that in the bag. So, again, my fingers are crossed, man, that they can kind of get back to that moderate Democrat Party for the middle class, blue collar worker.
Sure. Yeah.
Instead
They've
of
lost
this
that
far
message. I
left.
agree.
Right. But I appreciate you being so respectful and having a good conversation.
No problem. I appreciate the convo. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thanks so much.
Bye. All right. Here's the thing, Newshound. I don't know that Rubio torched his chances with Republicans, because I don't think Republicans, like MAGA Republicans, I don't think they know much about him, whereas dyed-in-the-wool Republicans like him. So I think that's where he could be dangerous. I think that's part of the thing.
I think he's torched his DJing career, though.
Yeah, his DJing career is non-existent probably anymore. Oof.
If anything, he just bolstered his resume by becoming Secretary of State.
Right. Like the dyed-in-the-wool Republicans will like that. They're like, yeah, he had to placate Trump, but he's still on our side. Like that would be a tie to bring the party back together. But you can't win the presidency without independents. A lot of independents lean conservative, unfortunately.
No, and that's where I do think that coalition ticket would be a damn good idea. You take Buttigieg, Kinzinger, like that. I honestly think
I don't know if
win.
Kinzinger had. Well, to be fair, I guess most VP names aren't super recognizable.
You
Kinzinger
need,
doesn't
like,
have as much of
traditional-
a blot on his record as like Cheney does. I think they kind of forgot that Kinzinger was as harsh as he was on the admin. Still is. His Twitter.
No,
be
you
fire.
need two people that are willing to speak truth to fucking power. You need someone that's a maverick like fucking John McCain that wasn't scared to like buck his own fucking party.
Right.
Anyways, cancel me.
Too late. Too fucking late. I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking. Too late. Okay. So let's go to on that same vein of Iran, I did want to, because we have to. Donald Trump truthed this. This is why I was doing calendar math this morning, by the way. Donald Trump truthed this. Wow. Study this chart, President DJT. I don't know why we need to study it. It's not that difficult. But he was doing the length of the wars that we've had. The Afghanistan War, 543 weeks. Iraq War, 457. Vietnam War, 439. U.S. Civil War, 209. World War II, 196. Korean War, 161. And the War of 1812, 139. Iran excursion, which is interesting. We're not going to call it a war. Okay. 6. The problem with that is math be mathing. It's going to be, yes, I did see it, Mia. I did. It's going to be week 10 this week. So we're on week 9. So there's that part of it. I apologize if I say your name wrong. Amian, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I thought I clicked on it. Where's my... Oh, I didn't add it to my thing. Sorry. I have to add that to this screen. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You said, hey, how do you keep your spirits up with all this bad news? I'm really worried we won't win the midterms at this point. I don't know. How do I keep my spirits up? Because it's a lot. I take breaks. Like, honestly, on the weekends, I will scroll through Twitter and I will repost stuff that I know I need to look at and read later. But I don't really drinking. Swarovski. That's not healthy. I play games. I spend time with my kids. I spend time with my family. I still plan things for the future, right? Like, I just keep going. And honestly, the amount of information is why I'm not worried about the midterms. Like, yes, there's the redistricting shit that's going on that is going to be an uphill battle. But what I do know is I know that the people most likely to come out and vote, even when it's restrictive and hard, is Democrats. They're going to come out. Can we talk about definitions? No. So I don't know. We just keep going. I laugh with my friends and we bullshit. And really just having things that are outside of this, I think are important. David, how are you?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm doing well today. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, can you bring the last chart up?
Yeah, I absolutely can. Can I get your age and state real quick, please?
Yeah, it's 40 in Florida.
Okay, I appreciate you. What do you want to talk about in regards to the chart?
I mean, you brought the chart up and you really didn't say anything about it. Let's just say, hold on, Moni, your name's Moni?
Yeah, it's Monica.
Monica, let's just say it's 20 weeks in Iran.
Sure.
Now, what are you going to complain about?
The point was that he is lying to the American people as he has been, right? He said it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks. It's been 9. It will be 10 this coming weekend.
Okay, and what's your point, though?
Why does he keep lying about it?
He's not lying. You understand that things happen in theater, right?
Well, then,
and changes happen, right?
I agree. So then what he should say then is he should say, I'm sorry that I said 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to take a little longer than that. I hope you guys can bear with me. That's what he has said that but many times. No, he
actually has. That's not a lie, Monica.
He has not. He has not. He has said it's been 6 weeks, or else he wouldn't have truthed that last night.
I really feel sorry for Trump even having to show you people this stuff because it's just pathetic.
You fine. You can cry about the fact
everything,
that he is
Monica,
lying to you.
Let me ask you something, Monica. Let me ask you something.
Sure.
Let's play a scenario out. Let's just say Donald Trump didn't attack Iran, okay?
Uh-huh.
Are you tracking so far?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now let's just say Iran set off a nuclear weapon during these soccer events that are happening in America. What would you say then, Monica? He's not a good president. He doesn't know how to protect us. I'm giving you a scenario. I'm giving you the opposite scenario of what's happening now.
No, but that is a infactual scenario because they never had a nuclear weapon.
Well, no, because with you people, it's a double-edged sword. It's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, Monica.
No, it's not. When did they?
Yes, it is.
When did they have a nuclear weapon?
What do you mean they have enriched uranium? What are you talking
That's
about?
not a nuclear weapon.
They make nuclear weapons with that stuff, lady.
No, they don't. What do you have to have your enrichment
Oh
to
my
make a
God,
nuclear
bro.
weapon?
Oh my God.
What do you have to have your enrichment to make a nuclear weapon?
Monica, those people literally say death to America. What else do you need to
and
hear,
you
you
don't
dum-dum?
understand that, but that's not the question I asked. We can talk about that in just a second. Something else you don't understand.
They
What
definitely,
enrichment?
they did have
What is the
weapons.
percent?
They did
No,
have nuclear.
When? I would love
They
to
had
see.
capabilities. Yes, they
When?
did, Monica.
When? I would
What
love.
do you mean for 47 years
Where's
they've
the
been building up
U.S.?
saying
Where
death
is
to
the U.S.?
America?
Where is the UN? The United States intelligence that they had nuclear capabilities? Where is that?
Well, Monica, when we go
Where
in
is
with
that?
boots
You
on
can
the
keep repeating
ground,
my
I'm going to
name.
tell you. I'm going to tell you.
Nope.
Shut your mouth for a
Nope.
second. I'm going to tell you.
Who's the director of
I'm gonna
national
tell
intelligence?
you.
Who's the director of
When
national
we go
intelligence?
in,
Who's the director of
when we
national
go in
intelligence?
with, you won't even let me.
Who's the director of national intelligence? Who is the
Are you going to let me answer your question?
Answer it. Answer it. But actually answer it. Who's the director of national intelligence?
Stop muting me, Monica.
I'm not.
Okay?
Who's the director of national
I'm
intelligence?
asking you right now.
Who's
when
the
we
director?
go in,
Who's the director? Who's the director of national intelligence?
Why don't you tell me, Monica?
Since you don't know, it is Tulsi Gabbard. Now, can you find me our U.S. intelligence?
Here we go.
Find me a U.S.
You won't even
intelligence
let me
report.
answer a question.
Find me a
You won't
U.S.
even let me
Find me
answer
a
a
U.S.
question.
Find
You
me.
won't even let me.
Find me a U.S. intelligence report that said that Iran had nuclear capabilities. Go.
They've had it for freaking decades, you
Find
dingling.
it.
What are you talking
Where's
about?
the report? Where's the report of that?
What are you talking
Where's
about?
the report of that?
And guess what?
Where's the report
guess
of
what,
that?
Monica?
Where's the
We don't
report of
even need
that?
the report.
Where's
We
the
don't need
report
the
of that?
report.
Where's the
We don't
report
need
of
the
that?
report.
Where's
We
the
don't need
report
the
of that?
report, you dumbass.
Where's the report of that?
We don't need a report.
W to Danielle for the $10 on Venmo. Yes, Danielle, it is 10. I know I don't have it on my screen anymore, but it is 10 to kick. I appreciate you. You said, I don't like how he says your name. They do it to be condescending because I think it's going to be triggering. It's my name. It's what I was born with. It's what I hear every single day. So I don't understand what you're saying. But if they've had nuclear capabilities for 47 years, I would love to see the national intelligence on that. Okay, I think I fixed this. Yes, I did. So Brandon, thank you for the $1.99 super chat for your donation. I appreciate that. And Jeff, thank you so much for the $4.99. You said thank you so much for the streams and being a part of my deconstruction journey. I learned a lot from listening to you. Thank you for being here and listening, even on the days when I'm harsh with you. Thank you for sticking with it, Jeff. I appreciate that. I truly, truly do. Capitalism got you, David. You can come back tomorrow. What's up?
Well,
babe?
you want to talk about scenarios? He just radicalized an entire new generation before we host the fucking Olympics and the World Cup. Like, you want to talk about a national security threat, and then you've got people in charge of Homeland Security that have no goddamn background in law enforcement. You want to talk about setting us up for disaster, bud?
Just not smart.
He just
But
did
again,
it.
I don't have any problem conceding that Iran had nuclear capabilities if you can show me where they did, because our intelligence doesn't fucking say that. So.
Never did.
You don't need to debate him, David. You debated me and you lost. It's fine. Okay. Goodbye, you. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. See if you stuck around. Hey, Bushmaster, how have you been?
I'm fantastic. So I got a question. Let's say you
Can I
had a
get your age and
report.
state just for TikTok, please?
Yeah, sure. 42, Alabama.
All right.
If let's say they had a report from the Trump administration, would you even trust it?
From the Trump administration or from our intelligence agency?
Yeah. Well, through Trump. Yeah.
Not through Trump, but if it was from our intelligence
Like
agencies.
from the director of national. Yeah.
Sure.
Like from the director of national intelligence was put in by who? By who?
Well, she
Trump,
was
right?
the
Okay.
Senate.
So
the Senate,
answer the
technically.
question.
The Senate. Bushmaster.
Okay. Answer the
Bushmaster.
question.
Hold on. You do know she was appointed by Trump, but she was
answer the
confirmed by the
question.
Senate, right?
That's not answering the question. I don't care.
You should care.
I'm asking you.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a report
Yep.
from the director of national intelligence,
Sure.
would you trust it? Because she
I would have
was
no
put
reason
in by Trump,
because it's
right?
not just her. No, but it's not just her, right? The reports aren't put together by her. The reports
You
are
would
put together
trust
by
it?
a team. The reports
You
are
would
put together by an
honestly trust
intelligence
it?
team. Most likely, if I could read the report and see what evidence are in it, yeah, most likely.
Most likely. No, it's a yay or nay.
It's not a yay or nay. Most
It's a
likely,
yay or nay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a yay or nay.
I said most likely yes, because of the
Either you
team
do
and
or
the
you don't.
evidence. Because of the team and the evidence that we have, which is why we trust the team and the evidence that we have from their report saying that they were not close to a nuclear weapon,
I
right?
don't believe him at this point.
You don't
I
have
don't
to
believe you
believe
at
me,
this
Eric.
point.
That's fine. You don't have to believe me. That's I already said. If they have an intelligence report that said that they have nuclear capabilities, yeah, I would believe it. It doesn't mean that I would want them to start bombing Iran, but we would have that intelligence report. I would love to see an intelligence report on Israel's nukes. That would be nice too, by the way.
It went from most likely to you would believe it. That's pretty amazing. And it took
Sure.
just a simple
I'm saying,
comment. All
well,
right.
because
Have
the
a good
different,
one.
sure, Bushmaster, you can run. That's totally fine. What I'm saying is that if they presented me with a piece of paper that said, Tulsi Gabbard, Iran has nuclear capabilities and that was it, that was all, then yeah, like I probably wouldn't believe that, right? Or like a press release. But if you allowed me to read the report, which we should have transparent evidence of, where a team of people within the intelligence department said that there is evidence that Iran has nuclear capabilities, then yeah, I would believe that. Because life is not black and white, it is nuanced. You have to be smart. I don't just believe shit that people say. I like the evidence backing behind it. W's to Mia for the 431 for Can We Define Excursion? We have before. I have to do math. I did not put Danielle's up there because I was going off with, 75, 69. We have before. It is a leisurely trip. Oh, no, that's not the right math. I know how to do this. Hold on. That would have been this, then minus what you just see. This is why I can't with the math. Hold on. There we go. I fixed it. Okay. This is not that difficult. Okay. Oh, that one's done. What's that one? Let me fix this gift here and we'll keep going, guys. Bushmaster has been crushed over here so many times. If they don't put these gifts in order, I swear, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, there's that. Moving on. Let's go to, I still had one more thing on Trump I just wanted to talk about. This is not involved with Iran. This is just Trump. This was Donald Trump literally speaking in front of people and talking about how his own people wouldn't be able to ace the cognitive test that he takes, which is an interesting thing to say.
Administration. You know, one of the things I said is that we should have, in my opinion, anybody running for president or vice president should take a cognitive test. And
DNC, you said, what's the point if you're going to silence them? I didn't silence Bushmaster at all. I muted David once, and then my hands were up here to literally prove I didn't mute him. Bushmaster, I didn't mute at all, and he ran. So who am I silencing? I didn't silence anybody.
no president has ever taken one except me. I've taken 3 of them, and I've aced each one. 1 in the first administration, 2 over here. And whenever they get a little sassy, like, does he still have it? Does he still have what it takes? I say, all right, I'll take another one. And they are hard. There are many people in this room I know that are smart. They're not going to ace them. There are many people standing back there, the fake news media, that I'd like to have them. You know, the first question is very easy, and they always show the first question is, you have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good? A squirrel, okay? Which is the squirrel? So they show that question. And then the first 4 or 5 questions they get a little more difficult. By the time you get to the middle, they're tough. By the time you get to the end, I don't want to be insulting, but there won't be. I'm not going to do what Gavin Newsom said.
We'll get to what he said about Gavin Newsom in a minute, but hold on. Let's get to, I want him to say this again.
The question is very easy, and they always show the first question is, you have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good? A squirrel, okay?
Well, let's talk about that. Let's see. Luckily for us, they give you samples of what the tests look like. So let's look at that, why don't we? All right, so if I could get these ads off of here. This is a sample of what one of the tests looks like, okay? This is the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. This is the version, okay? You've got your visuospatial. So it's going to have you copy this. So, for example, right, you start with 1, A. 2, what would be the next answer for that? B. 3, C. 4, D. 5, E, right? That's what you have to accomplish. These are the tests he's acing. I just want everybody to be aware. These are the tests he's acing. Copy the cube. He would have to do a 3D cube. He needs to draw a clock and then draw the clock to have it 10 past 11. Okay? 10 minutes past 11. And you get points for this. Then naming. You have to define these animals like he just listed to you. It's so hard. It's so difficult. A lion, a rhino, a camel. Your memory. Read list of words. Subject must repeat them. Do two trials, even if first trial is successful. Do a recall after 5 minutes. So face, velvet, church, daisy, red. Face, velvet, church, daisy, red. You would have to repeat it, right? Attention, read list of digits. Subject has to repeat them in forward order. 21854. 21854, right? Subject has to repeat them in backward order. 742. 247. Okay? Read list of letters. The subject must tap with his hand at each letter A. So you would do F, B, A, C, M, N, A, J, K, L, B, A, F, A, K, D, E, A, J, A, M, O, F, A, B. These are the tests he's talking about acing as if it makes him smart. I just want you guys to realize that that's what he's saying. Serial 7 subtraction starting at 100. So you would go from 93 to 86 to 79 to 72 to 65, right? If you're subtracting by 7. Repeat. I only know that John is the one to help today. The cat always hid under the couch when dogs were in the room. I only know that John is the one to help today. The cat always hid under the couch while dogs were in the room, right? Like, I guess I'm brilliant. Yeah, I guess I'm brilliant. My children could take this test. My children could take this test. But it's fine, because let's be ableist while we're at it, right?
Okay. Which is the squirrel? So they show that question, and then
Which, by the way, the fact that he's taken as many as he's taken as often should be worrying to you. This is for cognitive impairment testing. I don't know shit about shit. That was a cognitive test that he's talking about acing.
first 4 or 5 questions, or they get a little more difficult. By the time you get to the middle, they're tough. By the time you get
We did the middle. What was the middle? Was the middle repeating words and numbers? Was that tough? Was that tough for anybody? He's not making fun of the test. No, he's not. He's bragging about it. Okay, but Biden didn't take any. That's totally fine, Ruben. Hi, Ruben. Bye, Ruben. Speaking of, if there is somebody in the chat that you no longer want to read their messages, you can mute them.
Do you want someone muted in the chat? Is there someone who's spamming, making disingenuous arguments, displaying bot behavior, or maybe they're just a dumb bitch? Well, you can keep them muted and contribute to their degradation kink. But remember, while we don't kink shame, it is perfectly acceptable to kink ask why. You can keep them muted for as little as $2 a day, $7 a week, or $25 a month. Pay links in the bio.
Cool. Also, thank you, Brandon, for the $4.99 donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I need to move that so you can see it because it's in front of there. There we go. So thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, we'll keep going. Let him finish this.
to the end, I don't want to be insulting, but there won't be. I'm not going to do what Gavin Newsom said. You saw him? He said, everybody in here is stupid, and he's stupid.
Gavin Newsom didn't say that. That never came out of his mouth.
I think it was the worst political interview I've ever seen. He said, he's stupid, he's dumb, he gets bad marks on everything.
He did not call himself stupid or dumb. He just talked about the fact that he has his whole entire life struggled with dyslexia.
He can't read a speech. and nobody wants to report that. It was the worst. But I won't say that because I think everyone in this room is brilliant. But nobody's going to get all 30 questions correct. Nobody. Because when you get to those last questions, they're pretty hard. You got to be pretty sharp. But every time, so I've taken.
He did say it to a room of black people, but he didn't call them stupid, and he talked about his deficiencies. That wasn't... You don't understand what was going on, do you? User, how are you today?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay, can I get your age and what state you voted in?
I'm 23. I live in Texas.
All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I'm more of a party voter per se. Like I'm more conservative leaning rather than the person. So I vote more on the party's beliefs per se rather than the person leading the party.
Sorry. So what is he doing that is aligning with your with like what your party would support?
It's not necessarily him, but the party is more of like an economist view, so that's why I've always been drawn towards them. But I was in here just for like the last 10 minutes kind of listening to you guys talk about Iran, and I just had a couple questions if that was all right.
Sure.
So I actually work at an uranium plant. I usually end up overseas. For the last couple years I've worked overseas. In like Azerbaijan, I was in Kazakhstan for a little bit, Uzbekistan. My only question is, why do you think, like for example, right? Do you know how much of their uranium is enriched above 60%?
How much of it? I haven't looked in a while, so I don't remember.
And I'm not, so this isn't like, I'm not trying to be mean or
no,
like
you're
make
fine.
you
I'm not going to
feel...
pretend like I'm an expert on a subject. That's totally fine.
Yes, and neither am I. I'm still obviously very young. I have lots to learn. I will say this first thing. I think nukes are bad. I think personally every country should get rid of theirs. I know that's not how it works. I know
no, but I agree with you. Well, actually,
I wish they would.
The non-proliferation agreement was meant to start kind of dwindling down supplies for the countries that agreed to that agreement. So
I wish they would all not have them. So I just had, I guess, one theory question. Do you think with the amount of uranium that Iran has, that they're only using the amount that they have for like civilian use? Or do you think, because for example, it has to be, if I remember correctly, it has to be under like 20% enrichment in order to be used in civilian applications. And if it's over that, closer to like 60%, you get very close to making it weapons grade. And I believe if it's over 80% or 85%, it's considered weapons grade. But once it's at 60%, the amount of energy needed to turn it weapons grade is very small. It's very little, right? And once it's over 20%, it can't be used in civilian applications.
Well,
so my question is,
60% can be used for reactors, 90% is weapon.
Yeah, but in civilian applications. So like they can be used in industrial reactors.
Sure.
But like no civilian applications. But if you look up how much enriched uranium they have, I think they have like 900 something pounds. You should look up how much they use of that in civilian applications and how much of that they store. And that's the big thing, is like they're not selling it, they're storing it and considering to enrich it higher. But why?
Right. But here's the thing. Our intelligence is not saying that they weren't trying. They're just saying they weren't close. My biggest thing is, and I agree with you, I don't think any country should, but yeah, I wouldn't want them to have one. However, I understand why they would want one, because Israel won't leave them alone. But that's why we had in previous conversations, we got this intel from the foreign minister of Oman, was that they were thinking about at the time before we bombed them to agree to anything that they have in storage would go into a third country and have oversight. So it would not be in their country anymore.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, no, I agree. But the problem is every time we get close in way of having conversations and having diplomatic solutions, Israel comes in or we come in and we just decide we're going to do it the hard way and bomb them. And I don't agree with that. I prefer to have a deal where we have oversight of them.
I'll just say that now. I don't support Israel one bit.
No, and Israel has nukes and they pretend they don't.
Oh, do they ever? I know they do. I don't like that either. Don't you get me wrong about that.
Yeah.
I will say too, I've always believed like both of the main parties in our country are pretty corrupt. Like I'm not like a diehard conservative or
Mhm.
Republican or whatever, and I'm not a diehard Democrat. I kind of think they both have their problems. And honestly, like I think the world just has got its issues going on right now. But yeah, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Iran, and thought that was a good little conversation.
Yeah. No, it
I
was.
think people need to do that more, and maybe we'll start getting somewhere in life.
Yeah,
People don't.
I hope so. I think the problem is that you came up with good faith to say that you don't like nuclear weapons as a whole, and so of course you wouldn't want to see any country have them. Whereas most of the time, the
Bingo.
people who come up and yell at me are saying we are the world power, and so we should have everything. And I think that's where
Yeah,
the
well,
problem
then
lies.
that's why everybody else is going to want them too, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I
So.
don't know. But then you got to trust that the other countries are going to get rid of theirs and say they're going to. It's just a whole big
Yeah, and
thing.
that's fair, and that's that's why we sit on this kind of like tepid, like, are
Yeah.
they? Will they? Won't they?
Will
But
they,
it's
won't
it's a
they? Exactly.
deterrent, and I think part of the problem too is, like I said, I don't want Iran to have a nuke, but I understand why they would want one as a
100%.
deterrence. But then when most people I talk to, they're like, well, no, they're going to use it. I'm like, what's the first thing that's going to happen if they do that? Like. Then we use one. Like that would be stupid. They're not that dumb. Like they want to say that they're like these savages or whatever. Like they're not.
No, it's like what's that theory, right? Like it's so for example, I was down in Mexico a couple months ago when that whole shenanigans was going on with the leader. Like I was about 30 minutes away from where he was killed. And I was with like my family, and the family started freaking out because they were worried. There was a bunch of older people at the resort, and they were all freaking out that the cartel was going to start coming to the resorts and
Right.
taking it out on like the American civilians and tourists and stuff, right? And like a bunch of the young guys are kind of telling them the same thing. They're like, you guys have to understand, like they understand that that's bad for business, and this is kind of the same scenario, right? Like
Yeah.
if they hit them, they understand what's going to come back. So it's like just like you said earlier, will they, won't they? So it's just like everybody's sitting here with their I don't know, they're like big kids at a table, and they're all fighting.
Yeah.
They're all
Who's got a bigger dick? That's kind of what we're
exactly
playing right now.
exactly. I didn't know if I was allowed to say that, but that's exactly what I was
Yeah,
getting
no,
at.
it's that. Well, I
Yeah,
appreciate
and now
the
the bigger dicks are
conversation.
nukes. Yeah, except this time the bigger dicks are nukes, and it's just like,
Right.
oh my god.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think the whole thing's a joke, and I wish it would all just stop.
Yeah, and that's why I keep saying I don't even care if they count it as a win for Trump if he just walks away and says, "Look, I did what Obama could never, and it's great, and I won, and whatever." Like, I'll take it. Just get the fuck out of there.
Bingo.
Like, I don't fucking care.
Bingo. Anyways, I've got to get back to it. I will let you have a good rest of your day.
Well, thank you
and
for
I
being
hope you have a good
civil. I
rest of your week
appreciate
as
the
well.
conversation. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Work wife's back.
Sorry, didn't mean to disappear like that.
You're totally fine. All right, guys, thank you so much for the taps. Keep tapping. We're almost to 50,000 likes right as we hit the top of the hour, which is exactly where I like to be. So I appreciate that. Guys, make sure we're doing all of the good things. If you're over there on YouTube, hit that thumbs up for me. I would appreciate it. And yeah, 8569 left on my goal. Let's see if we can get that down, guys. Link tree in my bio. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for? Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yes. 27, state of Texas, Donald J. Trump.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
So I haven't really made my mind up yet on a lot of things that are going on that Trump is allowing and what he is himself the propitiator of.
Sure.
But the more I look into it, I just see this possibility that he may be compromised.
Compromised by what or whom?
Well, we know that in every theory or every conspiracy, there must be at least one element of truth. Otherwise, it has to be believable in order for people to eat it up as, correct information, right?
Maybe. Or people just really want to believe the things they want to believe.
That's true too. You also have that. So, I do lean Republican, I do lean conservative, but also at the same time, I see where the Democrats, have a few strong points. I don't think they have nearly the amount of strong points that the right does in our country, at least, but it's the opposite in others, like Canada. So I'm not necessarily at this point supporting what Trump is doing,
Sure.
but here I'll break it down in this way, and I hope to be received well. I'm not calling to, insult anybody or make anyone feel degraded. I'm just wanting, like you, I'm just wanting a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I do appreciate the opportunity. It's very kind of you.
No problem.
Yes, ma'am. And so, by the way, I've been to Washington State. It is beautiful.
I haven't been
Yes.
since I was a kid, I will say, but I was born there. But yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, okay,
It's
right.
just expensive.
Yeah, the Pacific, right. The Pacific is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wanting to take my wife there soon, and I want to show her. She's never seen the Pacific.
Yeah, no,
So,
everybody should see like the pebble beaches. It's beautiful.
oh, it's white. It's like heaven. It's a picture of heaven, Well, so let me start out by saying this. We have a phrase that, we've coined in our terminology to describe forms of government or our form of government in America.
Sure.
Historically, the term was always considered Anglo-Saxon democracy because it came from countries that identify with that heritage. You know what I mean? It's that, they call it that form of democracy.
They were just the ones in power at the time.
Correct, yes. And so it's not a white nationalist term. It's just the historical term for that type of democracy.
It would be white nationalism if people are wanting to get back to that.
Correct, yes. If it's only, you cannot label it necessarily Anglo-Saxon democracy, but we were based on that form of democracy. We were.
Sure.
And that makes sense because all the founding fathers were white. They were Anglo-Saxon, by heritage.
Sure.
So, but I believe in preserving that form of democracy, not because of the element of them being white, but because the European form of democracy that we still have today, which is what we practice in America, which is technically, in all technicality, a new form of it that was never anywhere else besides, and I guess you could say it was in Rome, but I don't know if even that would be correct.
Sure. I mean, it's a different form. We have a constitutional republic, but it's done with a representative democracy.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. And so therefore we elect representatives to be a voice for the majority of what people want. And from what I understand, there isn't really any other government in history that has that. So while I do not support everything Donald Trump is doing, I support that idea. I support that idea because I believe it's probable for the majority to speak and how they want things to operate. But I also believe that for people that don't want that, they should have the liberty to not partake in that.
Sure, I would agree with you. And I mean, you've already stated that you don't agree with everything he's doing. And I would say my issue isn't just with him. My issue is now become with the Republican Party because they are just kowtowing to him. Because I would agree with you. Yes, our representatives are what represent what the people want. And yes, okay, Republicans won Congress. They won the House and the Senate. But anytime they now lose a special election or as the midterms are coming up, it looks like they will probably at least lose the House, if not both the House and the Senate. You now have a president who has now bled this into the party to call it fraud, to call it cheating, to call it fraudulent elections. And I think that is a problem because you are taking away the voice of the people who voted.
Yeah. And that you can imagine a man who, he won in a humongous election. Like this election was probably the most surprising one of my lifetime. And so with that, you have to consider there comes an ego. As much as I've always liked Donald Trump, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everything he's ever done or said I agree with, but I always liked his attitude of, I'm the boss, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm running the show, And while I admire that, in a way, he's a man's man, but at the same time, he's absolutely 100% done things that presidents should not do or say.
Right, absolutely. I mean, he's breaking the Constitution,
Well, I mean, we could say the same for Clinton.
Sure.
We could say the same for Bush. This is not just one party's fault.
No, I think there's been I think there's been a real issue with the executive branch and the power that they're willing to take.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
what I'm considering and what I'm actually viewing now more and more is this is not about extremism. This absolutely is not what this is about. This is about honesty.
Well, but
We
Trump
do. I
Trump
don't
is
believe that we
extreme.
have
Trump is
honesty.
extreme.
Well, I mean, and I mean to some extent, yeah, Trump is extreme, but you also have to consider the people behind him in our government that are pushing these narratives, that are supposed to be the voices for the people. And I will say, I'm a Pentecostal. I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I'm a supporter of Israel, but I do not support the idea that Israel should terrorize those that have terrorized them.
No, yeah, don't turn into your oppressor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, never stoop so low as your enemy would. All right. But now certainly we don't know all. First of all, we're not going to know probably for another decade. Just like 9/11, we won't know all the events that transpired to bring about this kind of stuff.
Sure.
But I do believe that the Arab nations wanted to attack Israel October 7th 2 years ago, and so no doubt, Benjamin Netanyahu didn't egg that on. He didn't egg it on, but he made it clear to them.
He helped fund them.
Well, I mean, again, like every time something happens, there's always a conspiracy to it.
No, that's just a fact. It's the same as under the first Bush, he funded the rebel group that then became Al-Qaeda. Yeah. I'm not saying that they caused it, right? It's not like George H.W. was sitting in a room and going, in 20 years they're going to come and attack the Twin Towers. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just yeah.
You're right. But what I'm attempting to do here is just separate the political from people like me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's separate the political, and let's understand that I'm 90% sure, just 90. I mean, we have to leave room for doubt here, that Israel does not want this. But in order for the war machine to keep running and which is what our economy basically runs on at this point, the war machine. We know that. We both agree on that.
Sure. Yeah.
There has to be something that, starts the fire. You have to throw gasoline on it somehow.
Sure. I mean, what I would say, though, is I think Bibi Netanyahu has wanted this for decades. He's talked about it for decades.
Definitely he wants to expand Israel's territory, and I'm not against that because, look, because of my religious beliefs, I do know that Abraham allotted certain amounts or certain portions of that area, even the neighboring areas, to the Ishmaelites because that was his son.
I understand that, but that's a belief that you have that has nothing to do with politics. Like you said, if you're...
Correct.
Yes, and you said remove the politics. What I will say is that politics affects everything in our life, whether we want it to or not. And so unfortunately, so unfortunately, it's something we have to pay attention to. I appreciate the civil conversation, but capitalism did get you today. So I am going to move on, but I appreciate you, and you are welcome to call another day, and I hope you have a wonderful one.
You as well, ma'am. Thank you.
He called me yesterday and had a full-on conversation about, well, I like them stocks. I was a stock trader. I'm it's not a negative, right? At all.
I just want everybody to know. I don't know who's driving the bus, but we're all going. Just want everybody to be aware.
It's just, he called me yesterday and he brought the Anglo-Saxon. I'm like, oh, so white supremacy. And he's like, well, and I'm like, you sure?
Yes, I think, and we know it was white supremacy then. It just didn't necessarily have a name. I think, but that's why I separated the idea of wanting to get back to that is where the problem lies, is if you want it to just be.
You were better than I was.
Anglo-Saxon. I try not to crash out
just
anymore.
Tell me that you don't want your food seasoned.
There's also that. Okay. So I'm going to move to this economy portion that I had. Yes, that's what I'm going to move to. So guys, keep doing all the good things. You guys are doing wonderful. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys being here. So thank you so much. Guys, we have about an hour. What are you doing now?
Now I'm in the mood for a ball blast.
Ball blast. If we could start a dollar train or a $2 train to start getting the 85.69 down, I would love that. You guys can send dollar trains with all your favorite Hank Hill gifts, because you can do that on Venmos. You can send gifts in your messages, so you can do that.
Yeah, do better, guys. Come on, let's do it.
Just a quick little promo break. You could also send, the links are in her bio. We're raising funds for our John Brown-a-Palooza on May 9th. Mia will be going live making Remember John Brownies.
This is true.
And yeah, it's gonna be a good old happy birthday fest for the leader of the civil rights movement.
The leader of the civil rights movement is diabolical.
Somebody cancel this man.
He's. How many times can we cancel him?
More than one.
May
White men
9th.
get canceled so often. What do you mean?
No,
Look out
it's
for the
your
invite
live.
in the Discord.
Oh, is he going live, or am I gonna have to go live?
Oh, I guess I am.
Oh.
I told me it's literally the least I could do as a white person.
Go away.
That's crazy.
Go away. All right, economy. So this is it Greg, right? I think. John. I wasn't close at all. This is
They're all white names.
White man name. He is running for New Hampshire Senate, and his name is John Sununu. He sucks. I hate John Sununu. But this is him talking about Medicare. Okay? I want to be clear what I just said. MAGA, before you start flipping the fuck out. Medicare, which is different from Medicaid. Medicare is for the elderly. Okay? Okay. Sununu. Here, look. Sununu. That's his name. Sununu.
Bless you.
And disabled under 65. Thank you, Lala, for including. I apologize for not including the disabled. That's on me. I apologize. You're right. The elderly and the disabled under 65. Thank you. So this is him talking about, something that makes total sense for Medicare. Work requirements.
They certainly support a work requirement for able-bodied Medicare recipients. They certainly
able-bodied Medicare recipients. Grandma better get back to fucking work. She better get back to fucking work.
My grandmother has been retired since 2017. The idea of her having to go back to work, mind you, this is the same grandmother that had both knees replaced, has a stunt on her heart, has had to have cataract surgery, and still going through kidney problems. You're telling me you want her to fucking work?
Is she able-bodied? Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
35, Nebraska.
Did you vote for
Donald Trump?
Oh, Donald Trump, okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I just saw that you were angry because they wanted to force able-bodied Medicare recipients to work.
Mhm.
What's the problem with that?
What's Medicare
He never
for?
said people that are. He never said people that were 65. He's talking about the deadbeats that don't want to work and are quote unquote disabled on Medicare that are below the age of 65 who are disabled because they're, number one, too morbidly obese to walk because they have no self-control.
If they can't walk,
Two,
how do they work?
because
If they can't walk, how do they work?
they can sit at home and they can do telecommunications jobs from their. They can do computer work from home.
What if
They
their
can do
job
lots of
doesn't?
things,
What if
but
their
they don't
job?
want to.
What
They
if their
wanna sit at
job?
home
What
and
if their
just eat all
job? What
day.
if their job doesn't supply them with health care?
Well, then I guess they shouldn't be receiving health care.
They should just die.
Maybe they should stop eating
They
and
should just
losing
die.
weight and acting like a normal person.
When did you stop caring
and
about
get
humans?
a job and
When
carry
did you
on
stop
life.
caring about humans?
Well, the other part of that is people who abuse drugs and
When did you stop
alcohol,
caring about
know.
humans?
didn't stop caring about humans.
Oh,
I stopped
you just never cared
caring
about them?
about people who take advantage of our system.
I would say if somebody
consistently
is
and
unhealthy
constantly.
and can't walk, I wouldn't say they're taking advantage of having
Oh,
Medicare.
is that their choice that they are that way, or is it because they live in quote unquote America
Can you
that they're
prove
that way?
Can you prove to me that people who are morbidly obese but otherwise able-bodied get Medicare?
Oh, absolutely,
Sure.
and you know it's true too. Guess what?
No, go ahead and
Those
prove that
people with pink
statistically.
hair and
Go ahead and
transgender
prove that
derangement type
statistically.
theology,
Go ahead and prove that
most of
statistically.
them are
Go ahead and
on
prove that
Medicare too
statistically. Go ahead and prove
because
that
they have
statistically.
too much
Go
mental
ahead and
illness
prove that
to
statistically. I
live
know
in a
that you
normal
really are really,
society.
really excited to share your transphobia. It's great. I didn't need to know what your Pornhub
I'm not
search history looked.
transphobic.
I didn't need to know what your Pornhub search history looked like. Can you show me with statistical evidence the morbidly obese people getting Medicare, please? That would be great.
We know it's true, and you know
Oh,
what?
we know
Every
it's
time
true. That's
someone
just a
calls me,
belief.
you
That's
have
silly.
to
I'm
have
glad
the
that you can just
statistics.
believe
We
things
know
without
that.
actually having
We
proof
know
of that.
who
We don't
we
know.
when
We
we
don't
grew
know
up in the
unless we have proof.
neighborhood. We
How
know
did you
who
know?
works
How
and
did you
doesn't
learn?
work and
How did
who's
you
on
learn about it? How
welfare
did
and
you
food
learn about it?
stamps.
How did you learn about it that you just know? How did you learn about it?
Because you go to school with kids who tell you their parents are on Medicaid and
Oh, that's different.
disability.
What's
And guess
Medicaid?
what? They're
Was I talking about
driving,
Medicaid?
they're
I wasn't talking about
smoking,
Medicaid,
they're
was I? I was
drinking,
very
they're doing
specific
their
when I brought that
drugs
video up. I
and
was
living off the
very,
system.
very, very specific when I brought that video up. I was not talking about Medicaid, was I? No, I was talking about Medicare.
Yeah, you're
So
talking about
again,
Medicare.
where did
People that are
where did
quote
you
on
learn? Where did you learn this
on
information?
disability
Where did you learn this information
because
that we
they're
all
fat,
know? Where did you learn this
because they have
information that we all
PTSD,
know of
because they
morbidly
have
obese people
anxiety,
getting Medicare
because they have
disability?
depression,
Where did you
because
get the
they're fat.
information that they get Medicare disability? Where did you learn that information that we all know? Where'd you get that from?
I just told you, growing up in high school, the kids whose parents do not work and get Medicare because they're on disability. And
How'd you know that?
And you know why?
How did you know that?
Oh, they tell you, my dad's disabled because he's too fat. My dad's disabled because he has PTSD.
Things that happened for
and can't
500,
do
Alex.
anything.
Yeah.
My dad's disabled because he smoked dope too much
Yeah,
and drank so much that
I'm sure
he
that
has
happened.
liver disease now.
I'm sure
but
that happened.
he still goes out and parties and goes on vacation on the taxpayer dollar.
I'm sure that happened.
So yeah, no, those people, it happens all the time.
Yeah,
and
I'm
those
sure it
people,
did. I'm so sure it did.
I'm glad they're putting stipulations on these people
I'm
to
sure
work.
they're not.
and-
He's
and
saying he supports it, not that they
conduct
are.
themselves
He's saying he
like
supports
normal
it. He's
human
saying he supports
citizens.
it. He's saying he supports it, not that they are doing that.
Yeah, they need to do that. They need to work. And you know what else
They
needs to
don't
happen?
need to work.
People
If they
that are on
can't, if they are
welfare and food
disabled,
stamps
they shouldn't work. I know
that
now you're going to go
smoke,
after
drink,
all
and
the
do
other poor
drugs
people. I know
need
now
to,
you're going to go
get
after. I
kicked
know.
off the
I know
system,
now
too.
you're going to go after all the other poor
That's
people.
exactly right.
Yeah, because you hate humans. That's fine. You can
they're
totally
not
do
poor,
that.
honey. They have cars. They have
They-
$1,000 cell phones.
oh, you have to.
They have designer
Is a
bags.
car? Hold on. These are my favorite topics. These are my favorite ones.
live in a
These are my
house.
favorite
They're
topics.
not
These are my
homeless.
favorite. Yay! I love these ones.
they
Are we
get
talking
all
about
kinds
SNAP or
of
Medicaid or both? It
money
doesn't really
from the
matter,
system.
actually. We can talk about SNAP or Medicaid. Let's talk about it. Is a phone
They
a
go
privilege
to-
or a
they go to
necessity
their
in this
doctor
economy
to
to
try to
work?
become
Is a
disabled
phone
to
a
get free
privilege,
benefits.
or a necessity in this economy to work?
Let's just put it this way.
Is a
The
phone a
Democrats
necessity
give them
or
an
a privilege
option.
in this economy to
The
work?
Democrats give
Is
people an
a
option.
phone
Do you
a
want to
privilege
be
or a necessity
disabled
in this
and get
economy
money
to
and keep
work?
voting for us and we'll
Is
give it to
the
you?
phone a
Or
privilege
are
or a
you gonna
necessity in this
actually
economy
be
to work?
a
Do you know
citizen who
that a
contributes to
majority
society and
of
work?
the people who receive SNAP and Medicaid do work? A majority of the people who receive SNAP and Medicaid do work.
And newsflash, guess what? Those people do. They know they can only work so many hours before they get their benefits taken away. So with those
No,
jobs,
that's not how that
oh my
works.
gosh, I work
You get
12
it?
hours. I
No.
can't come in tomorrow
Full-time
because
job,
I'm going to get my
sweetie. Oh,
benefits
honey.
taken away.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart.
Yeah, it
A
happens all the
majority of
time.
people who receive SNAP and or Medicaid work full-time jobs.
Oh, no, they don't.
Oh,
No,
really? You should
don't
take that
believe
up.
it.
You should take that up with the USDA and
Don't
SNAP, who has
believe
the
it.
who has
Don't
the
believe it.
statistics. See, you
If
just
they
don't
work
believe it
full-time
because you just
jobs, they
want to
wouldn't
believe what you believe.
qualify
You don't
for benefits.
actually give a fuck. You just hate
They
poor
wouldn't
people.
qualify.
Yes, they do. They
Where's
do.
your data on that? Show me your
SNAP
data.
and USDA. Okay,
Get them
let's look.
all in
Majority
order for
of
me,
people
would ya?
on SNAP
Oh.
work full jobs.
No.
Yes, I'm getting
Oh,
it.
you're Googling it, huh?
Yeah, I gotta go find the fucking thing. SNAP. A 2020 GAO. Do you know what the GAO is?
Don't care.
You should. It's the Government Accountability Office, so that's the government who does the auditing on SNAP.
Well, if it's the Democrats running that office, the data is probably
in
skewed,
2020,
they probably don't
in
even
2020?
report it, just like they don't report crime
In 2020?
Democrat-run
In
cities, so
2020,
they
I know you
actually
want to
think
pivot
that there's no
so much.
crime
In
going on.
2020? In 2020? Who was in there in 2020? Okay. About 70% worked full-time jobs. Millions of American adults who earn low wages rely on federal programs to meet basic needs, such as Medicaid for healthcare and Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, SNAP, for food. We found about 70% worked full-time. Most worked for private sector employers in places like restaurants, department stores, and grocery stores. Others worked for state governments, public universities, or nonprofit organizations. Some employers in selected states have thousands of beneficiaries in their workforce. Published October 19th of 2020.
It's
Publicly
all based
released
on
November
income,
20th.
okay?
Right, and they're working full-time jobs. What's the problem is that the wealth
Doubt
gap
it.
is that you can
Maybe
doubt it
in,
all you want.
maybe
You
in
just don't believe
California,
facts. You
where
just
it
don't
costs
believe factual
$7
information.
for a gallon
These
of gas,
people are working
but
full-time
not in normal
jobs.
states.
The wealth gap is big. People are working full-time jobs and still not
Do you know
making
what you
enough
do
to
about the
feed their
wealth gap?
families. They're not making
Do
enough
you know
to
what you
feed
do
their
about the wealth
families. What
gap?
do you do about the wealth gap?
They go to college and make something of themselves. How about
And they pay
that?
for that how?
How do you go to a community college?
And you
where
pay
it's
for that
very
how?
inexpensive
You pay for that how?
by working.
Oh,
Why
you think
do
you can
think
pay
you
a
need the
tuition?
government to give you a handout for everything
It's not.
you do in life?
If you're working,
There's a reason why you're a human
if you're
being who needs to provide for yourself.
you're paying taxes. What are
You have
Medicaid
this
and SNAP
idea
funded by?
that
What are Medicaid
everybody
and
should
SNAP?
be
What are
hooked
Medicaid
up
and
to the
SNAP
boob of the
funded by?
government
What are
and
Medicaid and
on the
SNAP
gravy
funded by?
train.
What are Medicaid and SNAP funded by?
Here's the truth of
Oh,
it.
the same taxes,
Okay, we went.
the same taxes they paid when they worked that full-time job, the over 70% of people who worked full-time jobs. W to Guy for the 1069 on the Blue app. Can't wait until we start locking up MAGA criminals. The Nuremberg trials part 2 are going to be great. I do agree. W's to Guy for that 1069, which you're making me do math again. Why do you hate me?
Friendly reminder, fat phobia is also a form of ableism.
Correct.
So
He
when
doesn't
people-
believe it. The government said it, but he doesn't believe it.
Also, my photo is supposed to be the color. This is all I saw when I heard him talking.
Hi, friend. How are you?
Oh, good. That last caller gave me an aneurysm, I swear to God. But anybody who supports Trump right now for this war thing should be on disability or a watch list. That's all I got to say.
Probably. I appreciate you calling
in.
in. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. It hurts my soul.
We should be showering Monty with more, guys. I know if you can't support monetarily, that's okay. At least get these shares up or do something. Friendly reminder, it doesn't have to be a 1-0. It can also be fulfilling something in the gift gallery.
I think my gift gallery's done. They did my gift gallery on Monday.
Swan. Do a swan. But showering and giving all love support. Guys, I told you, I assumed we couldn't finish my goal because we were saving it for Monty. I want to see us complete Monty's goal by the end of the day.
Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
40, North Carolina.
Who'd you vote for?
Oh, Trump.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Because the economy is great.
Is it?
It's awesome.
What part of it?
The fact that you're grabbing money from your viewers. I mean, they're willing to spend that money.
That's
the
just-
economy's great.
I did that under Biden, too. That's just regular
Did ya?
capitalism. Yeah.
Regular capitalism.
hmm
That's great, right?
I'm not giving Trump credit for capitalism. No. What's great about the economy?
I just told you, people are able to spend money on you.
No, they were already doing that before. They were actually doing it more. It's been tougher for people now.
So they're giving more because it's been tougher.
No, I said they were giving more under the Biden administration. It's been tougher now, so I actually don't make as much.
I wonder why. Do you think?
No, well,
bashing on
if you want to pivot to crying about the fact that I critique the president who's taint you glaze, that's something else. If you want to actually have a decent conversation and talk about by what metrics the economy is doing well, we could talk about it.
But that's still the topic. So do you think bashing Trump is going to be profitable forever?
No, but I wouldn't do that. I don't even tend to talk about Trump that much. If we could move on to my thing, I would show you who I showed was John Sununu, who is just a Republican candidate. I talk about Republican versus progressive policy. I was going to move on to Bill Pulte. I actually don't talk, it's not about Trump, right? Because Trump's not going to be forever. It's about policies and politics because politics doesn't stop.
Right. So what policies have...
No, you can show me the economy, what policies he's instituted that have been good. We can go back to that.
Well, I just said people are willing to give you money. That's good enough.
That is not a credit. That would not be a credit to Trump because I did this before Trump was here. Pick a different metric. Okay.
So the economy is good enough for people to be able to give you money.
No.
It's not?
No.
So if the economy is bad, it's just shit, how are people still able to give you money?
How were they able to do it under Biden? How were they able to do it before that, under Trump's first term? Give me a policy that he instituted economically, that helped, that was beneficial.
I mean, you just said that you've been doing it since Biden, so then nothing has changed, right? So everything's normal.
Okay, so then he didn't do anything to benefit the economy. I'm glad that we could get there. Next. Amber.
Well, I mean, that's all you had?
That's all you had. I asked you the question. I asked you why you supported Trump. You said the economy and went on some weird diatribe to only come to the conclusion that nothing changed. So you don't support him because of the economy because nothing changed. Why else do you support him?
So why are you crying about the economy then, if nothing's changed?
I didn't say nothing's changed. Nothing changed in way of people being able to donate to their content creators, not the economy as a whole. You are fixating on one single point. I'm talking about the economy as a whole. Foreclosures have spiked up 6%.
So do you understand what micro and macro levels are, or macro and microeconomics? So if at the micro level, people are willing to spend their spare change on TikTok, why isn't the economy good?
Because that's not spending in the economy. And people, as much as but I don't know where they're spending it from, as much as I would not advise that, and I would not want anybody to put themselves into debt or whatever over me, they could, right? They could take the last little bit of their money and decide to give it to me. I don't get to decide what they do with their money. That doesn't mean the economy is good. It could mean that they're not great with how they spend their money.
Interesting fact, huh? So when you mentioned about a phone being a privilege, or what was it that you were saying?
I asked if a phone is a privilege or a necessity to work in this economy.
It's a privilege.
You don't need it to work?
No, you can work. You need your 2 hands and your 2 feet to work, and your eyes.
You don't need a phone in this economy.
No, what do you need a phone for?
How
do you
call to make doctor's appointments? How do you pay your bills?
Well, you can't buy a $50 prepaid card? I mean, $50 prepaid phone?
Oh, so you do need a phone?
I mean, you don't have to have a phone. A lot of people don't have phones, to be honest.
A lot of people don't have phones. What's your statistic on that?
Well, actually, no, you're right. People do have phones. Even the homeless have a phone.
Yeah, because it's a necessity in this economy. It's a necessity.
Is it really a necessity?
Yes.
Like, you would die if you didn't have a phone.
I said to work in this economy, it's a necessity. I didn't say to live.
So why do you need a phone to work? I mean, all you need is to make calls and texts, right?
Right. Yeah. So that they can contact you for your job interview, so that you can contact them.
But that's good. Oh, hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, I don't know. For some reason, I got blocked from your TikTok. I was watching it as well.
Oh, hi,
anyway.
El Chico.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
But hey, how do you feel about did you watch the California primaries? I mean, not the primaries, I'm sorry, the
debates?
Yeah.
I saw some of the clips. I haven't watched it all the way through.
Oh, okay.
So but I'm not in California, so.
Oh, sucks. I guess. Well, I mean, like I was mentioning earlier, like when bashing on Republicans and Trump is no longer profitable because everybody's going to realize like, oh, wow, I've been wasting all my time and money and energy on bashing Trump, and then everybody's ahead of me now. What are you going to do what are you going to tell your viewers, and what are you going to do with yourself in regards to like it's no longer profitable or entertaining?
If and when it no longer became profitable, I would come on here for fun, and I would tell them I have to have a different schedule so that I could have a different job. And that would be totally fine. Do you feel that same way in regards to people like Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Joe Rogan, Hassan Piker? Do you feel the same way about them? Because they do the same thing I do.
Yeah, but they actually make money.
Why?
From sponsorships.
Uh-huh.
Right? I mean, I don't really think they really get on TikTok.
Do you think they started out that way?
Do I think they started out that way? No, they started with regular jobs.
Asmongold, Hassan Piker, they all got banned from there. Nick Fuentes got banned from most platforms. They start out on these platforms. I'm not saying I'm going to be Hassan Piker. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form because misogyny exists. But what I'm saying is that it is profitable because people will always want to hear opinions and critique on politics. So I don't know why you're so concerned about my position instead of defending the person that you voted for.
But you just said like you're not going to be at that level, so why waste your time?
I didn't say I won't be. I said that I'm not saying I'm going to be. There's a difference.
Do you have an actual job
This I have to file taxes on this. Yeah, this.
So this is your job.
Yep.
So like I said, what are you going to do if this doesn't work out?
I get a different job.
But why don't you just do that now?
Because I don't have a car to do that right now.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 35.
You're 35. Don't
Why
have
are you
a
so
car.
Interested in me? Yeah, I
don't have a job.
This is a job. This is a job.
No, it's not a job.
It's not a job. If I have to file taxes on it, it damn sure is a job, because the government recognizes it, right?
So, are you going to put this as your resume when you try to get a job in the real world?
It depends on the job you apply for.
Influencer.
Depends on the job you apply for. You would say that you have social media experience. You wouldn't say you're a TikTok influencer. I wouldn't call myself that either. That's ridiculous. Who am I, Kim Kardashian? Absolutely the fuck not. I would say that I have social media experience.
Okay, is that a skill set?
Yes, actually, yeah.
What kind of revenue are you going to be able to produce with saying a social media person?
Because you can work in PR. You can work in advertising.
I mean, the market's pretty tight in those areas, are they not?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Donald Trump. You're really helping with the economic and employment growth in this country. I'm glad we got there. Thank you so much for getting to the point that Donald Trump is not helping and stop looking for my resume. It's weird. It's weird.
Content creation is an actual job, and you can put that on your resume. Also, El Chico, if you're that mad, you can pay Monty to come back and get your account unblocked, you absolute knucklehead.
WZ Spark, thank you so much for the $1.31 to make it even again. I appreciate you. Guys, that brings us down to 70. If you guys would like to prove to El Chico that this is a job and this is how I make money. Maybe he's just jealous that 2 days this week, thanks to you guys and your support, because I wouldn't be here without you, but thank you for your support, I made $100 in 2 hours. That's a pretty damn good hourly rate, if I do say so myself. So if you guys would like to help with that, I would appreciate it. There are 91 of you on YouTube. There are 122 of you on TikTok and 6 of you on Twitch. Guys, if we could do a $1 train or a $2 train, we could get this number completed with the 30 minutes that I have left. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all in the link tree in my bio. I would appreciate the support.
Now, I want every single Republican who makes a statement like that, who gets upset about seeing specifically a woman content creator on any form of application, to call in to Karen, or I almost said Karen Owens, Candace Owens,
no.
or, whomever, right? I want you to call them and ask them if that's a real job. Because I bet no one would have called Charlie Kirk or gone up to Charlie Kirk and said, well, you don't have a real job because y'all put that fucker on a goddamn pedestal. But because a woman wants to do it and it's not the same ideology you have, you get upset. So
thank you, Liz Rose, for the $1.99 super chat saying I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Yep, money begging. That's what I'm doing. Money begging. All right, let's get back to the economy.
I'm doing it harder for you. I like begging harder for my friends.
And W's to Amber for the, it's got to load. I believe it was the $1. Thank you so much. Did you use your rent money? Because I only accept rent money. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Amber, for the $1 train for all I've got, but fuck these gross guests. Thank you, Amber, for using your rent money on me. I appreciate it. And Block Daddy, Block Daddy for the $5 for hashtag real job. Thank you. Thank you, Block Daddy, for that as well. I appreciate you. It's wild. I don't know why you're so concerned with my finances. Because if I was poor and then getting government handouts, you would hate that too. So I don't know what you want from me. By the way, just in case anybody doesn't know about me though, again, this is a job because I have to file taxes on it. And if you make $100 in 2 hours, it's a damn good rate. But also, before I had my children and became a stay-at-home mother, that Republican thing you guys all wanted me to do, and now you're mad that it put me at a disadvantage to be in this situation. I owned my own cleaning company with my best friend at the time. We were partners. And we, at the time, this was around 2015, we were making about $1,600 a week. Like take home after expenses. So, whatever. All right. This is Bill Pulte, and they're going to say what he is. I always forget what he is. It's not HUD, but he's in that same realm. Talking about housing affordability because foreclosures have been spiking and gone up under this administration, but it's fine because he's not worried about it.
Did do a piece earlier in the week about home foreclosures. The way they framed it was approaching a 6-year high. Is that something to keep an eye on?
Well, we always want to keep an eye on everything, but I'm not particularly concerned. I think the housing market is very safe and sound right now. Our number one principle at Fannie and Freddie is do no harm. And obviously, you've seen with what we've done with mortgage rates that we are laser focused on making sure that people have certainty and predictability in the mortgage market.
So he's not concerned. Foreclosures have spiked to a 6-year high, but it's okay because he's not concerned about it. Don't worry, people are losing their homes at a rate like we have not seen in 6 years, in 2020 when people were losing shit because of the pandemic. But it's totally fine. Here's probably, of all the clips that I have on the economy today, this one's probably my favorite. Here's Kevin Hassett, who I know you guys love so much. Here's Kevin Hassett. And he's going to talk about how the consumer is rallying and it's firing on all cylinders is what he says. And I want you to listen to what he says. First, though, let me make sure I get my W's to Peter. So, guys, W's to Peter for the $5. Peter said, Peter, I love you so much for this. Hashtag pay pigs, hashtag commie dues. I love that so much. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Oh my God. That brings us. I can do that. I can do that math. Hashtag pay pigs. We do love. They do like to call you guys those kinds of names when you pay me money. So it is interesting to me. Big W's. Holy crap. Big W's to Sith is Jr. For the $50 super chat. Holy crap. Thank you so much for hashtag real job. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. See? See? I love it when you guys hate on me. It just makes people love on me. And you know what? We're a loving community. Call me dues. Be doing. So thank you. Fucking huge W's. Thank you so much. So here's Kevin Hassett. He's going to tout this as a win. I just want the people. Is Soroski, are you in here? Have you heard this yet? Because everything that I learned was that this was a recession indicator, but he's going to say it's good.
And so the consumer is really, really firing on all cylinders, just like the corporate sector you're seeing in the earnings reports. And they're doing that because they have so much more money in their pockets. In fact, I had the head of one of the big 5 banks in my office yesterday going through the credit card data. And just as Secretary Bessent said, credit card spending is through the roof. They're spending more on gasoline, but they're spending more on everything else, too.
Credit card spending is through the roof for the average American. Now, I might not be an expert, but I am a millennial who lived through 2008. That's bad. That's bad. That's not money being circulated to the economy on a good thing. That is people having to pull out credit cards with high interest rates, by the way, because I know that Donald Trump signed that EO that said that it would cap interest rates. He can't do that because that's not how that works. He doesn't get to control private corporations. That's bad. If people are pulling out credit cards to spend, to buy gas, and to buy essentials like gas and food, that's bad. Yay, bill collector jobs through the roof. Yeah, we love that. We love to see that. That's bad. Like, what are we doing here? That's a recession indicator, but sure. Am I going to take any more calls today? The call line's open. It's just not for unknown calls. I don't take unknown calls because they tend to slur. All right. Let's keep it going. Guys, for tapping, guys, you guys are doing awesome. I appreciate you. 63,000. Let's get up to 75K, though. Let's see if we can get to 100K before I end today. I would appreciate that so very much. So that happened. Now we're going to move on to gas. So I'm going to show you clips of the administration talking about gas and talking about gas prices. But first, I would like to show you the CEO of Chevron, a man I would never agree with because he's a billionaire and I don't think being a billionaire is ethical. But I'm going to talk, we're going to show him. He's making money right now. This man is making money hand over
20%.
fist. And he's also warning about the risk of supply shortages in regards to gas.
20% of the world's energy supply flows through the Strait of Hormuz. That's oil, that's
Thomas, is that Alanis Morissette? Because in my head, it was Alanis Morissette.
liquefied natural gas. It's refined products, goes to Europe and Asia primarily. And both of those regions are seeing the impact of having that much cut off. The U.S. can't make up all of that supply. Inventories in the system are being drawn down, and the supply situation is tightening, and that's a concern.
And, you think about the U.S. and where we stand when it comes to production. That, of course, has insulated the U.S. consumer to some degree from some of the higher prices that we're seeing in Asia, that we're seeing in Europe.
It's not, though. I don't understand how they're correlating this. We are a net producer. We are a net exporter. How is that insulating the U.S. on price? That doesn't bring our price down of what we import and pay. It just means that people like Chevron are making more money because they're exporting more. How does that insulate us? That doesn't make any sense. It was a Family Guy reference. I missed it.
And I just wonder from where you're sitting, how long you think that will continue to be the case? Or, is the U.S. heading towards a situation where consumers are going to see the same sort of prices that we're starting to see in Asia?
Yeah, I think the real thing is the U.S. is not going to see supply outages. We're starting to see risks of supply outages in some of these economies. In Europe, you're seeing flights canceled and schedules reoptimized because jet fuel is getting very, very tight in Europe. We've seen a number of economies in Asia that have instituted policies to reduce demand because they're concerned about running out of supply. Countries like Australia that have shut down most of their refining capacity and are heavily dependent upon imports are taking measures to address that. So I think the U.S. is going to see the price pressures. It's a global market. These prices are set in global commodity markets, but the risk of supply outages in other parts of the world is much higher than it is here in the U.S.
But again, that is just jingoism. Like, yes, we are hurting. They're hurting more. That's not, I don't think that's helpful to anybody. So let's go to, this is, I think he's a representative, not a senator. Yes, Representative Jimenez. And he's going to do the thing that they all have to do because it's all you guys have. Besant said that it was going to be 6 to 12 months and then they would take ownership of the economy. I do take bits, DJ Bookie. Is that they would take the economy, I think, if we're talking about the same thing. So it would be Trump's economy after 6 to 12 months. It's been that point. We're there. And yet we're still bringing up Joe Biden.
Are you expecting to lose seats in the House for the midterm elections this year?
I was, but I'm not.
Now you're
And
not.
I'll tell you why. I think that no, I'm not. And I'll tell you why. Because we need to go on offense against the Democrats. Can you imagine what oil prices would be today if Joe Biden were actually in office and the Straits of Hormuz were being closed by Iran?
Why would the Strait of Hormuz be closed by Iran in the Biden administration? Why would that happen? You see how I had to add stuff to that? I don't think the strait would be closed under Biden because it wasn't, right? It wasn't. Okay.
We're now energy independent and we're energy dominant. Under him, we were energy dependent. And so the world would be in a much worse place if Joe Biden and the Democrats were in power.
We were energy independent under Biden, but the gas prices were cheaper. Hey, Aaron, because he would start the war, but Trump started it first. So there, winning. Yep, Donald Trump started the war in Iran before Biden could. He won. He did it. We did it, Joe. We did it. Okay, so then Donald Trump talks about gas, and he says it would have been worth it. Even if it hit $200, it would have been worth it. You see how he tries to hold your hand and change what you think? W Raiders, I appreciate you guys coming in. I don't know if I'm going to say it Snatampa. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you over there on YouTube. So originally he was trying to calm people down by saying it would not get that high. It wasn't going to get that high. It wouldn't stay that high for long. And now, even though it's not rising right now, but if it starts to rise again, I don't know if he's trying to preempt that. He's basically trying to say it still would have been worth it. I know Americans can't afford gas, but it would have been worth it.
I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at $100 now. And I think you're surprised and I'm surprised. But even if it went to 200, it would have been worth it. I understood that. I thought oil prices would.
Even if it did, it would have been worth it. There you are. Okay, we were talking about the same thing. W to DJ Bookie. I need to figure out how to set up my thing to bring that up on the screen. I have not figured that out yet, but I will look at that today. But W's, please, to DJ Bookie for the 200 bits over on Twitch. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It helps more than you know. It really, really does. Even bits like that. So Donald Trump, again, saying, even if oil would have got to $200 a barrel, it would have been worth it. I'm not saying what's worth it because Pete Hegseth said we're bombing ambition. So that's fun. We love that. All right. Last little bit on gas. Why did this say? Oh, I just wrote the wrong name. Let me write the right name in. I was like, that's not who that is. Why did I write Chris Wright? That is definitely Sean Duffy's face. Okay. So this is Sean Duffy. And he's going to tell you, don't believe your lying eyes or your lying bank account or your lying gas pump. gas prices are looking good. Take a trip this summer.
We live in a very different world, and I just don't think we've had other presidents who've been willing to see the threat and address the threat of Iran. And so I think opens up, you're going to see prices come down immediately. You saw yesterday.
Except you're not, because even you don't see prices come down immediately, which is funny because even in this same interview, I don't think it's in this clip. It might be in a later clip, unless he says it right here. He talks about the fact that when oil goes up, the prices go up immediately, but when it goes back down, it takes time and we don't see an immediate effect. So I don't know what he's talking about by saying we will immediately see prices go down. They're not going to go back down to what they were. I don't know why anybody thinks that. I don't know that we will ever see below $3 gallon gas again, because corporations be doing corporate shit. And that's relatively true, though, because we have seen where the stock market has rallied the past couple days and crude oil has gone down the past couple days because of the fact that it's a rumor market, it's a projection market, and they are hoping that Iran takes the deal and that there is some sort of deal that goes along and that this fucking ends. I know, not till mid-2027 at the earliest, which Chris Wright was the one who said that. Chris Wright, the energy secretary, said we will not see below $3 a gallon gas until at least mid-2027. So I don't know what the fuck Sean Duffy's talking about. But even so, crude oil went up to 100 again, and then it dropped down. It was 91 this morning. The average gas price hasn't come down yet. So that is taking time. So I don't know why they're lying to you and saying that even if we get the Strait open, it was open before we did this, that it would bring gas prices down, because that's not even what we're getting from the energy secretary, Chris Wright. But here's Sean Duffy.
Energy prices came down below $100 a barrel. I think we're at 93 this morning. Don't quote me on that, but I was looking at things like 92, 93 for Brent crude. So we're in a good place.
We see the price of crude going down significantly recently.
It was like 60 before he started this war that we didn't need to do. I thought liberals were against oil. No, that's silly. Just human. That's silly. I would like to see, I'm not a liberal, but I would like to see a push to invest in renewables, but that doesn't mean gas is going to go away, right? It's part of our economy. It's part of what keeps us functioning. I just don't want it to be the end-all be-all of our economy anymore. I think we can push to have a choice. That would be nice.
But when could we see that at the pump? Especially now we're getting into that summer blend gasoline. 90% of Americans take road trips for their summer vacation.
Well, first of all, we want to encourage all Americans to take a road trip, whether you're going to go 2 hours or 2 days, to see your country. Everyone should come to Philadelphia, by the way. This is where it all started. Great history here. So if you're thinking about a summer road trip, come to Philadelphia. But it's interesting the way gas stations work. When price.
Just human. Jesus Christ. He is going to say it. You said, so you're for climate change. You used the wrong your. It would be YOU''RE for you are for climate change. I'm for it. It's not something you can be for or against. It just happens. Guys, new poster idea for the next protest. I'm for climate change. It's not something you can be for or against. It just exists.
Prices go up per barrel. You see that the next day the price at the pump goes up. And as prices go down, it takes a little bit longer to ricochet through lower prices at the pump.
So then why did you just say that as soon as the Strait is open, you will see prices go down immediately? Why did you just say that not even 45 seconds ago? Why'd you say that? Because now you're saying that when gas goes down, it takes longer for us to see the price go down. Talking out of both sides of your mouth.
That's the way they operate. But again, we have a lag time of probably a week to 10 days when we see a price per barrel go down to see prices reflected in the pumps across the country.
So it's going to take time. But in the meantime, he wants people to drive. Just human, you say, I produce 100% of my electricity and have an EV. Good for you. Okay.
Your climate change foam finger is in the closet.
Oh, that is where I left it.
Yeah, I just trying to be helpful.
Does it have a world at the end of it on fire by chance? Because that's what I...
Yeah, and then it says, go.
Go climate change. Danny?
Bye.
by. And, you know, that's what we do. Okay. So then this is which I found out, I didn't know, because I wondered last time. We played his clips when he was speaking, I think it was Besant, and him speaking in front of Congress. And he is literally his title. It was a title created for him, I guess. He is the CEO of the IRS, which is a crazy title in a governmental entity that is not meant to be for profit. It's not a company. Like, the IRS is not a company. And News Nation is going to ask him about whether he supports the idea of capping Social Security benefits, the allotment of Social Security benefits you are allowed to use.
People hear cap on Social Security benefits. People panic. Is this something the administration is actually considering?
The president has committed to protect and preserve, and the agenda that we've run for the past year is to fortify every element of Social Security, from how we serve the public, how we eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse. And that's what we've been working on, making Social Security more accessible, more secure, eliminate.
I don't know that. I know he always sounds like he always sounds like this. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Fraud, waste, and abuse, and delivering all-time best client service.
Yeah. I'm going to take that as a yes.
Because he didn't answer the question. He did not answer the question. Do you plan to cap Social Security benefits?
Someone cue the Jimmy Buffett.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
At this point.
My God. So, and then Social Security, this was a different congressional hearing. I believe she actually in the administration. I can't remember if she's in the administration or she was, senior advisor. Oh, she's part of the Congressional Budget Office. Okay. So this is Miss Murray, and she's going to talk to Molly Dahl, about the Social Security tax rate, right? What people are being charged on their check when you pay into Social Security, and how that bears out in regards to people who make less and people who make more.
Is it right that those making under $184,500, their effective payroll tax rate is roughly 12.4%?
That's right. The statutory rate is 6.2%, but consensus view is that the employee pays, basically the employer cost is passed on to the employee, and so the employee basically faces a rate of 12.4%.
For anybody earning $104,500.
So anybody earning $184,000 a year pays a 12.4% tax to Social Security. All right.
What is the effective payroll tax for someone making $1 million a year?
So they would pay the 12.4% on that first $185,000 roughly, and then would not pay additional tax on labor income above that amount. And so that math would work out to about 2.2%.
Okay, so 12.4% for someone under $184,500. A millionaire would be about 2.2. What if you're a billionaire like Trump or Musk? Your Social Security tax would be effectively, on my understanding?
Very, very much smaller.
0.0002.
Yes.
That just doesn't make sense to me. And when the richest people in the country have the smallest effective tax rate, that does not seem to me like a very fair system, especially when we are now 6 years away from retired workers facing this 24% cut in their Social Security benefits.
Cool. So yeah, they pay the same on the first, like she said, 185,000, and then they don't pay anything after that as millionaires. So their effective rate is about 2.2%. While regular people, if even, right, most people, like my family does not make $185,000 a year. So under $185,000 a year, you pay 12.4% in Social Security tax. Thanks. Thanks, Trump. Thanks, rich people. Yep. That's why you need a progressive tax rate. That would have been great. Okay. I'm going to end on some funny. Amber, thank you for trying to push them to get to 100,000. I don't think they're going to do it. They are very, very bad boys and girls and theys, and they just like to be admonished. And Dommy Mommy is very, very unhappy with you for not tapping.
It's a little upsetting, guys. You guys should have, we could have completed that goal. We all could have worked together and got that $59. And then we could have gotten to the 100K likes. I'm not even upset about my 20, but now I am.
Yeah, I've got my poster. I'm so excited.
Oh no. Can we actually sell that?
Let's go climate change. We probably should, as an antithesis, and like part of the proceeds goes to renewables.
You know what?
That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll ask that question, because if you guys say yes and we produce them, who's gonna buy them?
Just Dommy, duh. Eric. That's great. I love that so much.
Do you hear this cat jumping up and down the stairs?
I don't, actually.
He was stripping a few seconds ago.
W's to Juicy Juice Godfrey for the $2 train. Choo choo. Thank you, Juicy Juice. Wish I could help more. You did. You're always here supporting. You're always here doing dollar trains or $2 trains, and you wiped out my entire goal on a day where you guys didn't even fucking see me at all because I was so terribly sick. So don't ever say you wish you could, because you are. You're here supporting me, and for that I appreciate you. So thank you so much, Juicy Juice Godfrey.
When we do these when I do these call outs, people know who they are. I'm not naming names. I'm not going to. People know who stick by us every single day. We don't need to go on this whole conversation again. But again, I have $20 left. We gotta keep doing what we gotta do. At least this means maybe tomorrow y'all will complete goals. But we keep doing this because people come in and tap the screen and share the live, and our voices deserve to be heard. And you know this.
Swiss Mike, you're right. You said we have to combine the climate change with the suicide dolphins. I think that they can.
Not the suicide dolphins.
You also saved water by making it in Canva instead of using AI. W Blue! I'm so proud of you. I fucking love that. If you don't spend your rent money on Monty, what are you even doing? What are you even doing if you don't spend your rent money on me? Yeah, that'd be terrible. Could you imagine if I made that kind of content? I could. Glizzy.
Now that's going to get clipped, and you know.
Shut up! No! Why do you brought it up? No, just don't say it. It's fine. Lincoln wasn't here. They don't remember.
I'm going to take back my response.
Oh, God. Just
$20 and I won't. I'm kidding.
Elon paid $12 billion in taxes in 2021. I would have to pay 10,000 lifetimes to equal that. Yeah. He could solve world hunger.
He sure could. And you know what? He doesn't.
But he doesn't. All right, I do have 2 little videos for funny. We're going to talk to Blueski. So, you played it this morning, but what was funny, I was thinking about it last night because I was looking for the other clip that I remembered from like a week ago. So, in the clip I'm going to play you first, Kennedy is talking about the fact that Colbert and Obama did an interview together. They're promoting because Obama's got some sort of like building opening, right?
W Black Daddy for the 20 on the Pal Pay.
W.
I would rather we go and finish Monty's goal, but thank you.
No, W, we will take that. That completes your goal. We love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait. Block Daddy. W Block Daddy for the 59.
Aww.
On the Green app. Big W's. I want to see huge W's because not only did Block Daddy complete my goal, he completed all of his goals.
Completed mine.
Yes, and that is huge. Like big W's to you. Thank you so much for the support. I see you in here commenting, and so I see your support in here every single day.
is fantastic over here. Block Daddy completed most of my my gift gallery. Also, if you guys don't know who Bill is, if you don't know who Bill is, if you don't know who Queen BD is, if you don't know who Aaron is, you guys are absolutely uncultured and need to follow us correct. Because Block Daddy in the comments will go, "Oh no, Eli."
Glizzy. I hate it here.
See, I'm just lucky sometimes Eli's not awake when I go live, so he doesn't catch it. But no, my point is this. If you guys, like, when we have these conversations before we get into the funnies, like, genuinely this entire week, I have never felt so much love, and I genuinely appreciate that. Even on days we didn't complete it, because you guys have got me so close to, you guys have gotten me to, like, the highest like goal I've ever gotten, and I've been on TikTok for 5 years.
No, we
also, I appreciate everyone reminding me to get a notebook, because right after the live ended, Justin sent me a reminder, get a notebook, and then someone from Fax's server sent me the same.
You told them to remind you. They're just.
I did, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, they're just doing what they're supposed to. I regret nothing. You shouldn't, but I love you, hate you. Okay, so Obama.
Shut the fuck up now.
The Obamas are opening some sort of building. I should know more about this. I'm sorry, I don't. I haven't watched. Thank you, Caddy. Thank you. Thank you. W's to Caddy, because it wasn't me. Obama's presidential library. I said, I was like, in my head, it's a library, but I didn't want to say it was the presidential one and sound like an idiot. But thank you. Yeah, so opening that. So Colbert was doing an interview with him. They were kind of touring through it and doing all of those things. And for some reason, that relationship and that joy made people mad. And it made Kennedy mad. So we're going to listen to Kennedy complain about it. But then what's interesting is Kennedy was doing his own glazing not even a week ago.
Bad. I also got a kick out of Mr. Colbert. He and President Obama are obviously best buds. Maybe they ought to get a motel room or something. They were just fawning all over each other. I don't have anything against Mr.
Also, why are they so obsessed with gay sex?
That's all I said this morning. I said, Blue, we'll go for $5. But it never fails to amaze me how Republicans are so mad when Barack Obama is not talking to them, or any non-white person who has done so like fantastic things for the country. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with my brain. I like short-circuited.
Like, they're just so obsessed. Yeah, there's so much repression. So much. But anyway.
The glass door. I've always thought that he was shallow as a puddle. Now he doesn't believe that. He thinks he's one of the smartest people on the planet. If you don't take my word for it, ask him. His personal vanity has always been unshakable, but his problem is not his vanity or his intelligence. It's his numbers. He was losing CBS $40 million a year because nobody was watching. So CBS told him to sit his 50-cent ass down, and they said, "You're fired."
And we get this long goodbye tour, the longest goodbye tour in maybe entertainment and professional sports.
He's a former president. He's going to keep talking. But it's interesting that he's upset about this, because this was him talking about Trump, on the 30th. So not very long ago. The closet is glass, my friends.
Whether you like him or not, any fair-minded person would have to conclude that President Trump has oranges the size of beach balls. He truly is tough as a pine knot, and it's clear to me that in defense of America, he will eat your liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Chianti, you fucking uncultured cretin. Chianti. Chianti.
The whole world knows now that America will fight. And everybody's paying attention, including our enemies and especially Iran. Whether you like him or not, any fair-minded person would have to conclude that President Trump has oranges the size of...
He had to think about what he was going to say. How am I going to describe his ball sack? That's what
I
he
know,
just did.
and that's like he sat there and he like.
Fair-minded person would have to conclude that President Trump has oranges the size of beach balls. He truly is tough as a pine knot. And
A pine what?
Nut, I think. Pine nut.
A pine nut?
Bluesky.
A pine nut?
Yeah, they're tough.
Tough as a pine nut.
They're not that tough because you can grind them down to make
Right, that's what I'm saying.
pesto. What the fuck?
You can also like they're easy to chew.
You heard it right, Yami.
Pine berry? What? So, what? Yep. I thank God I have therapy today. It's therapy Thursday, y'all.
Hubbub, W Hubbub for the 10. You said making the 59 into 69 and had to be done. I count down, not up, actually.
It still counts.
But it still counts. W is to you,
It's the
Hubbub.
thought that counts.
Oh, well, here you go. You can.
Insight. That erection.
What's the other one I did? Where is it? Where is it for your viewing pleasure? Hold on. Did we put it in the jams already? Yep, we sure did.
Yeah! I just got hard. Yeah! I just got hard.
Were you there for the caller? Oh. Were you there for the caller this morning who called me and he said, "You have nice tits." And then he pivoted to talk about Obama.
I was watching on YouTube. That way you guys didn't think I was available to come up. I watched on YouTube while we drove the kids to school. Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay,
yeah, nice.
AKA, Monty didn't want me to pull her up.
I couldn't.
Yeah, no, this man said I had nice tits, and then he heard Manny and Blue talk because Manny's like, well, you can thank me as well, jokingly. And then he's like, but Obama, and I'm like, where did Obama come from tits?
So, real quick before you end.
Yeah.
So, Chicky lands here on Monday, everyone. So if you want to support an active duty member of the armed services, you could send money to Monty's links so we can treat Chicky to a nice little lunch here in Denver.
Yeah, and not the ones that they're serving our service members right now.
It's Military Appreciation Month, y'all.
Yeah, don't be anti-military or anti-woman or anti-Chicky.
Just generalizes.
Anti-Chicky.
Just anti-Chicky.
Oh, goodness.
We're gonna take her to the best taco truck in town.
Which one's that one? No.
I don't know.
That's not helpful.
Hello.
Tell me, nom. Oh, there we go.
So, because I do like to fly early, so I do land early. But the car rental is to my name. Once I am done with whatever meetings we have those days, I am out. I already told my manager, it's like, you don't mind if I keep doing trips to outside of 4 cars? It's like, I don't care. Yeah. No, I land early. He lands at 11-ish in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
So I need to leave the Denver area by 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, way early to pick him up.
Yeah, I have to pick him up.
It's like an hour drive, Chicky. 10:30 is not an.
He can wait for his bags and all that.
Yeah. It does
Oh
take time.
yeah, I guess if he lands at 11, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take time.
I'm upset.
What time do you fly in?
To meet my work wife before I do.
Damn.
What time do you come in?
6. Which is funny because I think my flight is 5 and I land at 6. I'm like, oh, 1 hour
Because
trip.
you're traveling back in time.
Yes.
That makes me
There's a diner like pretty close to, because you could literally hop a fence from the airport and you'd be by our house. But there's a diner really close. We could get breakfast or something after we drop the kids off.
Chicky, can you do a quick touchdown in Nashville to come and swoop me up on the plane, and then I can come and my work
opposite way.
No, it's not.
I'm not going that direction.
Look, I'll be outside in a bright pink t-shirt. You can't miss me.
Away from the plane.
Thank you, Justin, for the 5 to help military appreciate Chicky.
I mean, Blue could just send the whole amount and be a.
Oh my god.
That's between them. No. So Mia is live on YouTube.
Blue,
so
you
we
wanna
are
buy
going
chicken
to
breakfast?
Do that.
No.
Oh, she is live on TikTok now. God. Okay.
This is how we get canceled.
We will work out details. I love y'all. Somebody put Mia's thing in the chat. Let me get through all of my thank yous one more time because I always like to do that. So thank you to Lenati, thank you to Z Spark, thank you to Justin, thank you to Hubbub, thank you to Guy, thank you to Mia, thank you to Danielle, thank yous to Block Daddy, thank you Juicy Juice Godfrey, thank you Peter, thank you Block Daddy again, and thank you Amber. I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys for knocking the fuck out of my goal. I guess we proved to that man that it is still lucrative to talk shit on Donald Trump. So as long as we keep making it lucrative to talk shit on Donald Trump, we'll keep doing that. So over here on TikTok, we are going to go raid Mia. Make sure, you guys, I've been sending you over there, and I love you all so much, and I've been sending you over there. And I get it. You don't have to stick around forever if you want to go find some blood sport. I know Mia doesn't do the blood sport, but she's been having some really great conversations. And she has been putting in that labor as a Black woman that she shouldn't have to do to kind of get these people to that conversation. And so we need to be supporting her. So I want to see you guys go in, do whatever kind of raid you want to do, but go in and make sure you are tapping the hell out of that screen. Make sure that you are sharing the live out, doing daily heart me's, and literally just sitting there tapping. She does not ask for a monetary goal, but they are appreciated. She does have her links in her bio. So make sure we are supporting Mia, okay? I love you all over on TikTok, and I will see you later, or tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. We will be back on our bullshit, because apparently it's lucrative to keep talking shit on Donald Trump. But on that note, I love y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow. On Twitch, I will see you as well tomorrow at 10 a.m. YouTube, I'll see you tomorrow, but I'm going to send you to Mia, okay? So you guys will go over on YouTube. You guys will also get sent to Mia once I end. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Bye.
Glizzy.